Sharpie, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, let's go. All right, I'm going to do number. Guess number 13. Well, you know what? Before I do 13, let me do one more thing. We did it last time. But before I do number 13, let's go to. All right, let me do old one first. Old. Okay. Better. All right, so I'm going to do this and say solve x squared times 3x plus 2. Easy one first. The way you did it before, you went like this. Get the last number, you go 2 times 1, that's it. So it has to be 1 and 2. So now, see if that works. Does that work? 1 times 2, is that 2? Yes. 2 and 1 is 3. So that one and that one are the same. Is that okay for that first step? Now you set x plus 1 is 0, or x plus 2 is 0. X plus 1 minus 1, and 0 minus 1, so x is negative 1. Or x plus 2 minus 2, 0 minus 2, or x is negative 2. So the answer for this one is negative 1, negative 2. Is that okay from a long time ago?
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm going to do the same problem, but we're going to use a formula now, something called quadratic formula, okay? And let's see how it goes. Let's see. Right. So I'm going to do something called quadratic formula. Same problem, the short way, and then I'll do it the long way. All right, 13. Let's say solve this thing. X squared plus 3x plus 2 equals 0. Okay, we said we could do it this way. We said 2 times 1, that's the possible numbers. We said 1 and 2, plus and plus. We just did that right here. Right. Now, what's going to happen is this. So x plus 1 is 0, or x plus 2 is 0. You see why I'm making it small in a second. Minus 1 and minus 1, so x is minus 1. Or x plus 2 minus the 2, minus the 2, x is negative 2. All right. So the answer box right here, negative 1, negative 2. Okay, this is the way we did it first all the time. So now we're going to do the same problem. Okay, let's see, 1x squared plus 3x plus 2 equals 0. It's going to say this. Use quadratic formula. Okay, we're going to use a quadratic formula. And show you what that is. All right, this is the formula. X equals negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Algebra. Your algebra class a long time ago, this is called the quadratic formula. Does that sound little bit familiar. And what you do is you need to put all these numbers in there. You're going to go x equals negative of b plus or minus b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. So in this formula, you're going to put all these numbers in here. Okay, so now let me put these numbers in there. So b, how do you find a, b, c? You go a, you go b, and then you go c. A is, let me highlight it for you so you can see them. This is a, this is b, and this is c. Y'all see why I put the yellow mark right there? A, B, C. So I'm going to use those numbers for my A, B, and C numbers. All right. So letter B. So it's going to be 1, 3, and 2. There's A, B, C again. Let me mark them again. This is the A. This is the B, and this is the C. Y'all see my A, B, C numbers now? Right there. So for letter B, what do I put for letter B? I'll help you. What number goes in there? What number
3.
goes? 3. Yeah, so just put 3 there, 3 there. Okay. A for letter A. What goes for letter A?
1
There you go. And for letter C?
is 2.
2. Okay, and then letter A again, 1. Okay, so we're okay with those numbers?
Yep. Okay.
All right, so now you're gonna go is negative of 3, negative positive is negative, plus or minus, and 3 squared really means 3 times 3. Okay. Over 2. All right, so now you're gonna say this is gonna be negative 3 plus or minus. All right, and 3 times 3, I know it's a 9, and 4 times 1 times 2 is an 8 all over 2. Is that okay so far?
Yes.
All right, so now, next question I'm gonna subtract these two numbers right here. So this is gonna be negative 3 plus or minus square root of 1 over 2. So now, what is the square root of 1? This
It'll be 1.
1, yeah, exactly, 1. So this is gonna be negative 3 plus or minus 1 over 2. So I have two answers now. I have x is negative 3 plus 1 over 2, or x is negative 3 negative 1 over 2. So there's two things that can happen on these answers. So this one first, let's do the first one, the first x. What is negative 3 and a positive 1 on top? Right there where my finger is.
Be negative 2.
Yes, negative 2. And if I divide those two numbers, a negative 2 by a negative 1, what do you get? A negative 2 by negative 2 is negative 2 plus 2 is a negative.
Negative 1.
Okay, the other one. This is going to be negative 4 over 2. And if I divide it up, you tell me.
It'll be x equals a negative 2.
That's negative 2. All right, so I'm going to show you something else. So now, the answer we got, doing it the short way, which is what you want to do always, unless you have to do this other way. Or quadratic formula, it's the same answer. Does that make sense? Now, this one you do always. If you can see it right away, do it. If the numbers are big, like 150, 11, forget it. Just use the formula. Okay. If you can look at it right away, the easy way, that's what you do. Otherwise, you have to use this quadratic formula thing. Okay, let me do another one like this. I'm gonna change the numbers. We're gonna do it again, okay? Same thing, just different numbers. Okay. All right, let's go to number 3. All right, same problems, just different numbers. 13. Okay. This one. Let's say you have X, I'll do one that we've done before. X squared plus 10x plus 24 equals 0. Okay, I'm gonna write the numbers over here. The possible numbers are 24 times 1, 12 times 2, 6 and 4, 3 and 8. And they're all pluses, so you know they're gonna be all pluses. So the next question I'm gonna ask you is, what numbers give you 10 in the middle if you add them up and 24 at the end? Which one gives you, if you add them up, you get 10. If you times them, you get 24. Pick one.
6 and 4.
Yeah, I think 6 and 4 because you're adding stuff. You're not subtracting anything. So somebody said 4 and 6, 6 and 4, and I'm gonna put plus and plus because that's all we have up here. So now we have x plus 4 is 0, or x plus 6 is 0. All right, well, x plus 4 minus 4 and 0 minus 4, so I know x equals -4. I got one answer. Over here, x plus 6 minus a 6 and 0 minus a 6, or over here, x equals -6. We got another answer. So my two answers in my box are going to be -4, -6. Okay, this is called by factoring. Okay, all right. So now the same problem, we're going to use a formula. Okay, so I'm going to put 1x squared, put a 1 there, plus 10x plus 24 equals 0. I'm going to say use the quadratic formula. All right, so this one says use the formula. Okay, that's fine. So first thing you need to do, what is A, B, C? Well, A looks like
Is
it's
1.
1. B is what?
10.
And
24.
C is what? 24. Okay. If they're all plus answers, then they're all plus answers down here too. Okay, so just make sure you put exactly what you see. If you see a plus here and a plus here and a plus here, that's what goes here for the yellow parts. Okay, so now I have the numbers. Yes. Can I put it in my formula now? Yes. So x is -b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So x equals negative of b. I'll replace it in a little bit. B squared minus 4 times a times c over 2 times a. All right. What is letter B? Somebody tell me.
10.
And what is letter A?
1.
1. What is letter C?
24.
4. What is letter A?
1.
Everybody okay with the numbers? Now, I'm going to do arithmetic stuff. This is going to be -10 plus or minus. And this is going to be 10 times 10. I'll do that in a little bit, okay? Over 2. All right, so now I'm going to do the arithmetic stuff. So it's going to be -10 plus or minus, you told me, 10 times 10. Multiply.
100.
100. Minus 24 times 1 times 4. Give me those numbers. 4 times 1 times 24. Doing the calculator. Times them. Multiply 4 times 1 times 24.
96.
96. There you go. 96. All right. Subtract these two numbers right here. And it's going to say x is -10 plus or minus square root of 4 over 2. Now, can I take the square root of 4? What's the square root of 4?
2.
2. Yeah. So now, and I can divide 2 into both of these. Let me do this first. Since I can do this easy, that's what I'm going to do. So 10 divided by 2 is a -5. And 2 divided by 2 is a 1. So I still have this answer. Now I have either -5 plus 1, maybe, or x equals -5, -1. All right. So this one on the left, what do you think that's going to be? What's -5 and a plus 1? Right, this number right
It'll be a -4.
here. And over here, what's a -5 and a -1 going to be?
Be -6.
All right. So now again, if I look at my answers, do the answers I get factoring it, or do the answers I get quadratic formula? That is the same. Yeah, they're the same exact answers. You see them? All right. Let me do now one more like this. Let me just change the numbers. Okay. Put a minus this time. A little bit harder, not too much. All right. Page number 4. 13 again. All right, suppose you have this. Suppose you have x squared minus 10x minus 24 equals 0. Okay, so I have a bunch of minus signs. And the possible numbers, let's do the easy way first. Possible numbers are 24 times 1, yeah, maybe. 12 times 2, 6 and 4, and 3 and 8. All these numbers are 24. But we have to get a -10 in the middle, which one subtracts to be a -10. What do you think? Yeah, you're gonna have to subtract the numbers to get that middle number. So what is your guess? I help you. Think that might work? Let's try it. All right. Now there's a minus in the middle. See the minus right there? -10. So what do you think we should put the minus sign? Should be here. All right, let's try to see what happens. Ready? All right. So +2 to -12. Is that giving you -24? Yes or no? Multiply it together. Is that -24? 2 times -12, that's -24.
Yes.
And if you go 2 minus 12, what's 2 minus 12?
2 minus 12 is -10.
Yeah, that's what I have in the middle. Okay, so that matches it. So I'm going to set it up. I'm going to say, you know what? It's ready to go. So x plus 2 equals 0, or x minus 12 equals 0. So x plus 2 minus a 2, and 0 minus a 2. So x is -2. I got an answer there. Or x minus 12 add 12. And over here, I'm going to add 12. So x equals 12 is right there. So now my two answers in my box are going to be -2 and 12. Okay. So I got my answers right there. By factoring, of course. Factoring. All right. So number 13, same problem. 1x squared minus 10x minus 24 equals 0. It's going to say use the quadratic formula. Okay. Use the quadratic formula. So I'm going to start with A, B, C. Ready? A. What is A?
1,
1. What is B?
-10,
And what is C?
and then -24.
All right. So now on this one, I got to make sure that you understand this part. It's a +1, and then a -10, and then a -24. Y'all see why this time there's minus signs in there? Y'all see the minus signs?
Yes.
There's minus signs, you gotta put the minus signs. Okay. All right. So now this is going to be x is -b, same thing, plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So x equals negative of b plus or minus b squared 4 times a times c and then 2 times a. All right, so letter B is a negative 10, negative 10. Is everybody okay with negative 10 in there? A, what is A?
1.
1. What is C?
Negative
Negative
24.
24.
Negative 24. 1. Okay, is that all right? Now, I'm going to say negative of a negative. That looks like it's going to be a positive 10. And a negative 10 times a negative 10 minus 4 times 1 times negative 24 goes over here. So now 10 plus or minus. So now you tell me what goes in here. What's negative 10 to negative 10? Those two.
There's 100.
100. There you go. And then a negative to the positive to the negative. You give me a positive something?
Let's see. Negative 4 times negative 24 is 96. Positive 96.
96. Like that? Okay.
Yes.
So now I'm going to add those two numbers together. What's that going to be? I'm going to put them right here. X equals 10 plus or minus square root of. What's 100 plus 96? How much?
Is 196.
All right. And what is the square root of 196 in your calculator? Do it in the calculator. Square root of 196.
Is 14.
14. All right. So now I'm going to do this. Like 10 over 2 plus or minus 14. So what is 10 over 2?
Is 5.
What's the other one going to be?
7.
7. All right. So now we have 5 minus 7, or we have x equals 5 plus 7. Okay. So this one, let's do this one here. What's that going to be? What's that one? My finger.
Minus 7 is negative 2.
Yes. And over here, what's this going to be?
It'll be 12.
Yes, 12. This number and this number, do they match? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the way you do it with the. So now I'm gonna do one that gives you like, I don't know. Let me give you one. Let me do one with fraction answers or something. Okay, let me do another one. Ready? All right, 13, 13, 13. I'm gonna do another 13. But this time, page 5, number 13. All right, ready? So this one, let me see. It's gonna say solve, use the quadratic formula. Okay, so this is gonna be 2x squared minus 3x minus 2 equals 0. Okay, so then I change the number. Instead of 1, I put a 2. You see that right there? All right, so now all right, go ahead and mute your machines until you're gonna answer me something, okay? Mute them and then answer. All right, ready? Everybody mute it. Go. All right, so now A, now tell me the number.
2.
2. B.
Negative 3.
Negative 3.
And negative 2.
C. Okay, so you got it. So you got the numbers. A, B, C. Everybody get that skill right there? A, B, C. All right. So now I'm gonna write up the formula. Negative B plus or minus B squared 4AC 2A. Because negative of B plus or minus B squared 4 times A times C, 2 times A. All right. So for letter B, what goes for letter B? Somebody tell me.
-3.
We said -3, so I'm gonna write that down. -3. So -3, -3. For A, what is letter A?
2.
2. Okay. And for letter C,
-2.
yes. And for letter A,
2.
2. So we okay with the numbers? All right. So now let's do that. So negative of negative, I say that's well, that's just 3, isn't it? Positive 3. Right here, negative of negative is +3. And then this is gonna be -3 times -3. I need to do that the long way in a second. All right, so this is gonna be 3 plus or minus. What's the -3 times -3? Tell me. You tell me. With your calculator skills.
+9.
Yes, 9. And what's a negative times 2 times a negative? These 3 numbers right here. On your calculator, of course.
+16.
Plus 16. All right, so I'm gonna add those numbers together. What is 9 plus 16?
9 plus 16 is 25.
25. And the square root of 25. What's square root of 25?
It is 5.
All right. So now we got 2 answers. Go back over here. I'm gonna say so X is, so it could be 3 plus 5 or 4, or it could be 3 minus 5 or 4. Okay. So now let's do the first one first. That one. What's 3 plus 5? Calculator.
3 plus 5 is 8.
8. And 8 divided by 4. What is that? Do in a calculator. Don't do it in your head.
Is 8 divided by 4 is 2.
That's 2. All right. Over here. 3 minus 5 is that -2 over 4? Yes or no? On top. Is that right? 3 minus 5 is that -2?
Yes. 3 minus
Now,
5 -2.
all right. So now this right here,
Okay.
this is 2 times -1. And this is 2 times 2 in the downstairs part. So now I'm going to ask you another question. Can anything cancel out here? Can the 2's go away?
Yes.
So what's left over I see is a -1 and a 2 in the bottom, like this. So my answer for this one are going to be, yes, it's going to be a 2, but it's also going to be a fraction answer. So this one has 2 different answers and one's a fraction. Okay, now I'm going to do one more, like, one more is going to be a little bit different from this one, okay? So now I'm going to do number 14. I'm doing number 14, okay? 14. 8, 6, 14. All right, 14. It's going to look really close to this one. It's going to be like Let me write it up. 8x squared plus 12x plus 3 equals 0. It's going to say use formula. All right, so first thing you need to do, A, B, and C. So what is A?
8,
8. What is B?
12,
Oh. What is C?
3,
Is everybody okay with A, B, C? So A, B, and C, let me mark them again just to make sure you know where they are. There's A, B, C. All right, so we got those numbers. Now I'll put the formula right here. X equals negative B plus or minus B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. B plus or minus. All right, so there's my formula set up. Ready? What is letter B?
12,
12. What is letter A?
8,
What is letter C? Letter A again?
8,
8. So we okay with those four numbers? The ABC's in there for all those numbers. So now this is going to be negative 12 plus or minus 12 times 12 minus 4 times 8 times 3 all over 16 minus 12 plus or minus. So now you tell me what this is. 12 times 12.
144,
144 minus 4 times 8 times 3. Calculator.
Negative 96.
96.
Yes.
Good to me. All right. So we got 96. And you subtract those two numbers. You tell me.
I think that's right. There's something else to it. Okay. Wait, plus minus. The square root of will be 48.
48.
Okay.
All right, so now, I'm going to show you what I'm going to have to do with this 48. All right, just let me call. Let's do it right here. Prime numbers are like 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. All these numbers go on. I'll call prime numbers. So what you're going to do is you're going to get that 48 and use those numbers and break it. Okay, and I mean like this. Here is 48. I'm going to say, can 2 divide 48? Yes or no? How many times? 2 divides 48. Is it 24? Yes or no? Divide. 2 divides 48, 24. Does 2 divide 24? Yes or no? How many times?
24.
Yeah, and then 2 divide 24?
24 divided by 2 is 12.
And then 2 divides 12?
Is 6.
And 2 divides 6?
Is 3.
And 3 divides 3?
Is 1.
1. All right. So I see that 48 is exactly 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Y'all see that? All these numbers right here. So 48 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 3 is 4, 2 is 8, 2 is 16, 16 times 3 is 48. Okay, now, if I put these together, also 48 is also, can I put, what is these four numbers together? What's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2? Do it in a calculator.
2 and 2 is 4. 4 is 8. Right, 2 and 2 is 4. 2 and 2 is 4. 16. So be. I'm not going to calculate that one more time here.
Get the calculator. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Do it 4 times.
Okay, it is 16.
There you go. So this is 16 times 3. So is 16 times 3 a 48? Yes or no? 16
Yes.
Okay, so now this right here, I'm going to replace it by that right there. Watch, you'll see in a second. Negative 12 plus or minus. So instead of 48, I'm going to write 16 times 3 like this. Right there. This one
Okay, that's
is the
true.
same as that one right there. Rewrite it. Okay. Now, this right here, I'm going to break it into 2 parts. Okay, I'm going to go up here and do it over here. I'm going to say that this is negative 12 plus
Okay.
or minus the square root of 16 followed by the square root of 3 all over 16. All right. So now, the next question I'm going to ask you is it possible to take the square root of 16? This right here, and I'll highlight it for you so you can see it. What do you think this is going to be? What's the square root of 16? Square root of
It's
16 is what?
It's 4.
Yeah, it's 4. So I have 4 square root of 3 left on top right here. Okay, now, I'm going to look at what numbers divide 4 and 12 and 16. I think 4 divides all of them. So I'm going to factor a 4 out. Let me see if you can see this right here. Ready? I'm going to take a 4 out. And you're going to have negative 3 plus or minus 1 square root of 3 over 4 times 4. Okay, let me do it again. Is 4 times 4 in the bottom, is that 16? Look at my finger. 4 times 4, the same thing as 16.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And if I go 4 times negative 3, these two right here, is 4 times negative 3 a negative 12?
Yes.
And is 4 times 1, does that give me a 4 up here? 4 times
Yes.
1. Okay, so that's the same. Now, on the next step, you're going to say, well, you know what? I can cancel something out. And the answer is, what do you think you can cancel out? Do you think you can cancel this one and this one? Is that possible?
Yes.
So what's left is this, negative 3 plus or minus 1 square root of 3 over 4. Or let me write it this way, negative 3 plus or minus square root of 3 over 4. Okay, that 1 times that, it doesn't change it. So now I have 2 answers. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to put the answers in the box right here. Big box right there. So either I have x equals negative 3 plus square root of 3 over 4, or the second answer is going to be negative 3 minus square root of 3 over 4. So I have 2 things that can happen. I have this one, and I have this one. I have this answer, and I have this answer. A little bit harder than number what? 13.
14.
So 14, right?
So now what? 9, 14.
All right. So let me go. I'm gonna go to number. Let me go number 15. Okay. I'm gonna go number 15. Number 15. All right. Let's go next page. Page number 7. 15. All right. This one. It's gonna say. Say graph something like this. F of x is x squared minus 4x minus 12. All right. So before I do this problem, let me do something before. I'm gonna set up your machines. Okay. All right. So let me do this right now. I know what this graph's going to look like. It's going to be a big old graph. All right, so now, before I do anything on this, go to Windows right now. Everybody go hit your machine, hit on, go to Windows right here. Everybody there on Windows? Now, I'm going to reset some of these numbers in a second. I'm going to reset this number here. I'm going to set this next to negative 10, 10. That should be okay, I think. That's all right. Let me just leave this alone. And this one I'm gonna put minus 18, and I'm gonna put 18 on this one. So negative 10, 10, negative 18, 18. Okay, so I got those numbers done. You see why I'm doing this in a second. All right, so I got the numbers set up. Negative 8, 10, 10, and negative 18, 18. All right, now hit Y. Can we get rid of the old crap right there? So you should have nothing there. So now you're gonna put this right here. Ready? You can, let me just write it down for you. You're gonna put x squared minus 4x minus 12. This is a big minus sign. This is a big minus sign. Y'all see that right there? Big minus sign, big minus sign. All right, so you're gonna do this right now using your calculator skills. Ready? So let's put it in there. X squared minus 4x minus 12. Okay, hit enter. Does everybody have this? X squared, big minus sign, big minus sign. Y'all have that? So now hit graph. All right, I got a picture. Let me see my picture. Hang on a second. I have a picture. My picture looks like it's right over here. This line goes under. That's what it goes. It goes under here. Keeps going, then it goes back up. Y'all get a picture of something like this? Yes or no?
Yes.
Right, success. Now, I want to know what these dots are going to be. See that dot? See that dot? See all these dots right here? Okay, go ahead and mute your machines until you can answer me, okay?
Okay.
Mute it. Okay. Now, we're going to have to find out all these dots right here. Okay, so the graph is there. We're good. All right, go ahead and mute your machines unless you're going to answer me. Okay, ready? So, trace. So it tells me that this right here is 0 and negative 12. Let me just write that down. So this dot right here, right away, tells me that this one is 0 and negative 12. Okay, that's fine. I got that dot. Now go to the left. Go like this, left. You get real close to that spot right there. See that spot right there? That one is like a negative 1.91, like a negative 2, 0. This right here, it's gonna be negative 2 and 0. That dot right there. And then this dot over here, let's go down here. Kind of hard to see because I'm just gonna tell you what it is. It's way in the bottom. You know what? Let me change my numbers. It's 2. Go back to window. Just change it to, let's go negative 20. Let's go 20 and 20. See, that's better. And just hit graph. Hit Y, hit graph again. It still looks the same, but except when I trace it, it might be easier to see. Yeah, that's easier. Maybe. Yeah, because I can see the bottom of the home right there. See it? So the bottom of it looks like it's a 1.91, like a 2.12. So I'm gonna say it's a 2. This right here is a 2. Let's go. It was 2 and negative 16. And then this other dot over here to the right, keep going. goes right there to, I don't know, like a 5.96, like a 6, 0. I'm gonna say this is 6 and 0. Okay, so I got all the dots right there. All right, so now that I got all these dots in front of me, they're gonna ask you like 10 questions, of course. Let me show you the questions they're gonna ask you. They're gonna ask you, what do you want to know? You want to know the X-Intercepts. Okay, so let me just write the question again. So question A, this graph open. Okay. The graph opens. Is it going to be up or down? Which way does the graph open? Is it up or is it down? What's the first answer? This graph opens where? It opens where?
Up.
Up. There you go. Up. All right. Second question I ask you. They say find the X-intercepts or Y-intercepts. Okay, fine. The X-intercepts. I'm going to tell you what they are. Okay, this is the Y numbers, and these are the X numbers. Go ahead and mute it until you're going to answer me, okay?
Ooh.
Mute it, and then when you can answer it, say something. All right, ready? So the X-intercepts cross right here. So what else? Give me the numbers. What is one X-intercept?
Would be -2, 0.
Yes, that's one of them. What else?
And 6, 0.
6 and 0. All right, now the next question is going to say Y-intercepts. Okay, so Y-intercepts, I think it's down here. See it right here? There's a Y line, it crosses it right there. You see what the way I put that little highlight thing? Right there is, so the Y-intercept is going to be what numbers?
It would be 0, -12.
Yes. Okay, so we got that. We have the opens up, we have the X-intercepts, we got the Y-intercepts. Okay. And then the next thing I want you to know is, let me see what I say. The vertex of this thing. Okay. The vertex is the lowest point on the graph. Where's the lowest point on the graph? You think this is the lowest point of the graph right here? So this right here, this is my vertex. Right there. See it? So what number is that?
It would be 2, -16.
Yes. All right. Another question they ask you is, what is the axis of symmetry? And I'll just tell you what that is. AXIS of symmetry. All right. So in other words, where is the graph? What cuts the graph right in the middle? And I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to go like this. What would cut this graph right in the middle? If I were to chop this graph right in the middle, so half is on the left and half is on the right, then I'll tell you what it's going to be. See the first number you see right there? See the X? The answer is this right here. So the axis of symmetry is this thing here. X is the first thing you see right there is this. The axis of symmetry is X equals 2, because X equals 2 is right there. That's where the line, that's where half the graph is on the left and the other half is on the right. That's what that means. I'll just tell you what that word means, okay? And then the last thing they ask you, okay, X-intercepts, Y-intercepts. Now, these other words. Domain. Remember that word? I told you that it means to the left and to the right. All right. So this graph's going to get bigger, wider, and wider, and wider, and wider. It's never going to stop. So I'm going to tell you right now, the domain is going to be negative infinity to infinity. In other words, it's always going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Now the range is different. The range is different because it's gonna go, there is a low number. Okay, look at the second numbers. It goes from where? From -16 here, then it goes what? Up. So the bottom, let me write this way so you understand it. The bottom of the graph and the top of the graph, okay? So the bottom of the graph, what's the bottom of the graph? It goes to +2 and then all the way down to -16. So I'm gonna say the lowest number is -16. That's the second number. Why does it go? It goes all the way down here. And then from there, it goes what? Higher and higher. Does it ever stop? No, it doesn't stop. So you can write like this. So the range is gonna go where? From -16, that's the lowest point it goes. At 2, it goes -16, and it goes what? Up this way. And then the last question asks you, you know the question it's gonna ask. It's gonna say decreasing and increasing. Okay, let me do it this way. Decreasing, well, increasing and decreasing. Okay, increasing, decreasing. All right. If you're walking on this graph right here, from left to right, from the left to the right, okay? You're going from the left to the right. Are you going down the stairs right here? Is it going decreasing right here? And then after you pass the 2, from 2 this way, what's it doing? So you're decreasing from 2 to -infinity, you're going downstairs. And then from +2 to infinity the other way, you're going upstairs. Does that make sense? So I'm just going to do the part that's kind of easier. So from 2 to infinity, it's going up. So if I start at 2 right here, this way, is it going up, up, up? Whatever numbers are here, it's going up. To the left, from 2 to -infinity, it's going down. So let me write this down. From -infinity to 2, like this. Okay. So from 2 to infinity, it's going up. And then from 2 to -infinity, it's going decreasing. Decreasing, stop, then it's increasing up. All right, that's number 15. Yeah. 15. And then I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do number 16. Yeah, let me do number 16 also. All right. You have to, for this one, I would leave the numbers there. When you do the graph on this one, let me go back to my machine real quick. On the windows, leave it at 20/20 and 10/10 because the graphs are kind of like, they go kind of big this way. For right now, just leave it like this. Leave the numbers, don't mess with them. When you get to Y and they give you the numbers that you're gonna get on your My Math Lab, use your numbers and then hit the graph and you'll see it. Okay. Leave the numbers there on the windows. Leave those. All right, so let me go to number what we got? 16. Let me do number 16, and then that should be. Okay, let me do one more. Number 16 now. All right. So this also, let me ask you another question. So this is the vertex. This is also called the min. Okay, in other words, the lowest it ever went was right here. Then it went back up. Like if you're driving in water or something, Mustang Island, you jump in the water, get underwater, and then you come back up. And you're gonna go so far down the water and then come back up. Does that make sense? Okay, so now let me do number 16. Before I do number 16, okay, well, I just do number 16. Okay, ready? I'm gonna go next page. Page 8, number 16. All right, so you can do all this graphing stuff. I say yes. All right, now they can ask you another question. It's gonna say, it's gonna do this way. What? Without graphing, find the max. What? So you're not gonna graph anything, you're just gonna find the max. So if I give you a problem to do, like let's say I give you this, let's say f of x is -1 x squared plus 8x plus 40 or something. There it is. You're not gonna graph it. There's a way to find the max of something, okay? And it's called this. Okay, you're still gonna do ABC. Look, A, you're still gonna do B, and you're gonna do C. Okay, and this graph is negative, so that if you were to draw it, it looks like this, upside down. But don't do that. We're not gonna do graphs. If it's negative, that means graph opens down. If it's plus, it opens up. Now, there's a formula called this. This called the max is also the vertex is also this formula here. Negative b over 2a f of negative b over 2a. Okay, this is the vertex formula from the algebra stuff that you did a long time ago somewhere. Okay, it just tells, all it does, it gives you this little dot right here. Tells you the high point of the graph. That's all it does. So ready? So you're gonna do letter B. So let's put the numbers in here. Ready? So letter B is gonna be, there we go. All right. So max, what is letter B? Somebody tell me.
8.
8. All right. And what is letter A? What's A?
-1.
-1. All right. So f of negative of 8, 2 times -1. There they are in the numbers. Okay, so now go back again to max section. So this is gonna be -8 over -2. And this is gonna be -8 over -2, like that. Okay, ready? So negative by negative, is that gonna be a positive? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. It's gonna be 4 and f of 4. And to find f of 4, you need to put it back right here. So -1 times 4 squared plus 8 times 4 plus 40. So it's gonna be 4, -1, and 4 times 4 plus 8 times 4 plus 40. Okay, now use your calculator. 4 times 4 times that is -16. I got that part. And 4 times 8 is 32 and 40. Okay, now you tell me what those numbers are gonna be. What is that gonna be? This number right here. This number in yellow. What's that gonna be? Do 40 plus 32 minus 16. What's this right here? $40, 32, take away 16. Do it in the calculator.
I got 88.
How much?
88.
88?
Okay, let me see. -16 plus 32
Oh,
plus
no.
40. Okay, I got 56.
And I got different. Yeah. Okay, let me do it real quick. 40.
Yes, 56.
Wait, 32 minus 16 is 16. And 16 and 40 is 5, 6.
Yes. Okay.
Make it 56.
Are you right?
Mhm.
Good job.
56, yes or no?
Yes.
Do it again because these numbers are too. I'll use smaller numbers. But these numbers are too big. You know. Let me use little numbers, okay? Okay, let me do it again. Same problem. I'm just gonna change the numbers. Okay. Let's do it again. I know for sure you'll get it if I put little numbers, right? Of course. 16 again. It's gonna say without graphing. Find the max of this thing. Okay. All right. So let me change these numbers. Something smaller. About f of x is, I'll use the -1 again. -1x squared on plus 2x plus 10. How's that? All right. A, what is A?
Negative
What is B?
2,
What is C?
10.
10. All right. So now, and I tell you that the max, which is the vertex formula, and that's going to be negative b over 2a, f of negative b over 2a. There it is right there. So we're going to put the max again and put the numbers in here. So negative of b, that's a 2. A is 2 times -1. And then f of negative of 2, 2 times -1. So it looks like I have -2 over 2. Is that right? So what is -2 divided by -2? Negative by negative is 1. Okay. So now this can be 1. F of 1 means -1 times 1 squared plus 2 times 1 plus 10. And that means to you -1 times 1 times 1, 2 times 1 plus 10. So that means to you 1 is going to be -1 plus 2 plus 10. All right, so now from there, you should be able to get the answer, I guess. So the max is going to be what? I know it's going to be 1 and something else. What is this number here? See if you can add the numbers in yellow. See if you can do this. See if you can add all these numbers in your calculator. Just try it. What is it?
Okay. I got 1 for sure. Oh, and the other one is 11.
11. Let me see. I got this and this would be 1, and 1 and 10 more. Yeah, 11. So let me say 11. Is everybody okay with 11? Just add these numbers in the calculator. You have to do. Don't do anything else. Do it in the machine. These right here. So at 1, it goes 11. And that's what means that will be like the highest place for this graph. All that means is if you draw it, it would just go like this. Right here at 1 will be 11. Will be the highest number. That's all. The vertex, the max. Okay. Let me do one more. Let me just make one up. Okay. All right. I'll do one more like this one, just because. Let's see. Maybe I'll do 2. All right. 16 again. Ready? 16 again. It's a the graphing on the max. And I'm gonna change the numbers. F of x is negative 2x squared. I changed it. Plus, oh no, 8x or something. Plus a big number, 1,000. So, question: A, B, C. What is A? All right, tell me numbers.
Okay, A is -2,
What is B?
8,
What is C?
1,000.
All right. So now, and then I'll tell you that the max, which is the same thing as the vertex, which is going to be that formula, negative b over 2a, f of negative b over 2a. There you go. You'll see it right there. So I'm going to put the max again, which is the vertex formula, is negative of b, which is what? 8, and 2 times a is negative 2. F of negative of 8, and 2 times negative 2. So this is going to be the vertex again. Negative 8 over negative 4, and f of negative 8 over negative 4. So the max again is going to be, what's the negative 4 by negative, what's the negative 8 by negative 4? What is this? Divide those numbers.
Would be a +2.
Yes, 2. It needs to be f of 2. All right, so to find the f of 2, means you're gonna go 2 and you're gonna go negative 2 times 2 squared plus 8 times 2 plus 100. And you know what you can do? If you want to, you can put all that in your calculator. See all this stuff right here? Let me put a yellow on it. Well, let me mark it for you. See all these things right here? You can just put it on your TI 384, whatever you have, and it should give you the answer. You don't have to do it the long way. Calculator. I'll show you how to do it in a calculator, in case you don't know. You can put like this: negative 2 parentheses 2 squared plus 8 parentheses 2 plus 1,000. Yes, 1,000 over here. That's 1,000. 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, what'd you get? I'm not gonna tell you. What'd you get? What'd you get?
Okay.
What'd you get for your final? Put all this.
Okay, 2 and 1,008.
Okay, somebody said. All right, somebody said 2 and 1,008. Yes or no? Somebody okay with this number? Yes or no? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Two and 1,008. Everybody okay with 2 and 1,008? Yes.
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 Yes. Everybody's okay with that. So let me it's 10. One more. One more like this, and I think you've got that. Okay. I think so. All right. All right, 16. Let me do this one. Let's see here. All right, let's say you get bad news. Grandma's will. You see grandma's sick in the hospital and she has a will and she has your name in it. Okay. So now the question is, and what does that mean? That means that she put in the will and she wants to leave something to you. So when she passes away, it's yours, whatever she has. Okay, what's grandma gonna leave me? So this is what grandma leaves you. Ready? Grandma leaves you 100 apartments and she already paid for them. They're hers. And every month, the people that live in her apartments have to pay her money. And she collects $500 from every person that lives in her apartments. So now the next question is, what is 100 times 500? You do it. What is 100 times 500? What'd you get? Evan. Is Evan Lambert? Hey, yeah, I see your face. There you go. Thanks, man. Just mute your. There you go. Got a shirt on now? Thanks. All right, ready? 100 times 500. Do it in a calculator, somebody.
50,000.
There you go. So now, because your grandma's favorite, she left his apartments, and the apartments are going to give you $500 every month. So right now, from now on, the rest of your life, as long as the apartments are there, you got $50,000 every month. From now on. So you say, well, that's okay. That's kind of nice of grandma to do for you, right? Everything's paid for. You just collect the money, use and spend it. After a while, you want more money because that's the way it works, okay? So you're gonna say, you talk to your accounting people, look, tell everybody, look, what if I tell everybody to give me 500 plus throw another $50 bill in the rent? Then they say, you know what? If you do that, 5 people are gonna take off on you. Is that what's gonna happen? Yes. Is that good news or bad news? Let's find out. 100 minus 5 is 95. And 500 times that is 550. So if I tell everybody to give me $50 more every month, is that good news or bad news for me? Okay, figure it out. How much will I make if I do that? 5 people are left. 5 people's are apartments. They're empty. But I'm making $550 every month from everybody. What happened? How much do I make now? Calculator.
52,250.
52,250. Is that good news for me? Do I make more money than 50,000 now? Every month?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's good news. So you know what you're gonna do. You say, well, that was kind of good. You know what? I want more money. And you make everybody sign a month-to-month lease. That means every month, if I want to, I can change the price. Okay, so now 100, and let's say I tell everybody, you know what? Everybody give me two $50 bills now. What? That's what I want. I want two $50 bills in the envelope. Well, then 10 people are gonna leave. Okay, what's gonna happen? Let's see. 100 minus 10 and 500 plus 100. So now everybody lives in your apartment. 90 people are left over, but everybody's giving you $600 every month to stay there. So how much is that going to be now? What's 990 times 600? Is that good news for you?
54,000.
How much?
54,000.
54,000. All right. So now instead of 50,000 a month every month, I'm making 54,000 every month, which is better. Okay, this is per month. Every month, this is what you get in your checkbook. Every month, you check in on the first of the month, and you got this much money in your account to spend. Now, I'm going to tell you the problem. If I keep doing this, if I keep raising the rent, and I lose too many people, I'm going to start losing money. Right now, I can make more money, but eventually, if I overcharge, I start losing money. Does that make sense? So now let me write this down again. So this is the function we're going to use. F of x is, it's going to be 100 minus 5x and 500 plus 50x. Okay, every time I tell them to give me more money, more people leave. More people give me more money, more people get out of there. Does that make sense? Y'all see why I get this right here? If one $50 bill, 5 people leave. If two $50 bills, 100 people leave. If 3 of these $150 bills in there, then 15 people are gonna leave on me. Does that make sense? So this is I'm gonna FOIL this thing out. So I want to know. I don't want to do this. I don't want to go more. Then I lose money. Then I have to go backwards. I don't want to do that. I just want to find out right now what can I charge to get the most money. So here it is. F of x is FOILed. Ready? 100 times 500. Somebody tell me the answer. What's 100 times 500?
50,000.
Yes, 50,000. And 100 times 50x. What is that going to be?
$5,000.
And negative 5 times 500. What's that going to be?
Negative 2,500.
Yes. And negative 5x times 50x. What's that going to be? Right here, where my fingers are.
5 times 50 is negative 250.
All right, so I'm going to rewrite this one more time. 50,000 and 55,000 minus 2,500 is how much?
Okay, 5,000. Okay, then we have minus 2 would be 25, okay, which would be plus. That's correct. Okay, minus.
5,000 minus 2,500.
Okay, that one would be 5,000 negative 250 or 200 is 2,500.
And minus 250x squared. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this one more time. It's going to be negative 250x squared plus 2,500x plus 50,000 over here. Okay, so y'all see where I get this right here, right? So this is the same as that. So now this right here is the same as that one right there. Now, like the one we just did right now, okay, we're gonna do this again. So I started. Let me write this. So f of x originally was. Let me write the numbers down. 100 minus 5x. And 500 plus 50x. And f of x at the end, when we fold all this stuff out, we got this thing here. 250x squared plus 2,500x plus 50,000. Okay, so this are the same. Now, here's the question I'm going to ask you. I'm going to say this. It's going to say, find the max without graphing. Without graphing this thing. Without graphing this thing, so this is what I'm going to do. What is A going to be? You tell me. What's A? The number in front of the letter.
It would be negative 250.
Yes. What is B?
Is 2,500.
Yes. What is C?
Is 50,000.
Yes. So I have A, B, C. Everybody okay with A, B, C right there? And I told you earlier that the max, which is the vertex, which is going to be that formula, negative B over 2A, F of negative B over 2A. Okay. So this is the max again, which is the vertex. going to be negative of B. What is B? 2,500. And what is A? 250. 250 goes right here. Then F of negative 2,500 over 2 times negative 250. All right. So this is going to be negative 2,500 and negative 500 right here. F of negative 2,500. Negative 500 goes right there. So now, a negative by negative is going to be a positive. Give me a number. What's this number going to be?
Let me calculate that. Hold on.
It's a calculator. Don't do it in your head.
Negative 2, 5, 0, 0. That divided by, oh, hold on, I'm calculating 2 and negative 250. Okay, hold on, that is negative 500, so then that would be negative, oops.
What you get? Negative by negative is going to be positive something.
500, okay, so then if we do negative 2,500 divided by negative 500, okay, it is 5.
5. Okay, so I got 5, right? And F of 5. Now, so we're going to have to do 5. So F of 5 means this. 250 times 5 squared plus 2,500 times 5 plus 50,000 like this. So now you're going to do this in the calculator. All these things in the yellow thing, you're going to put it all in your calculator right now. See this right here in the yellow marks? You're going to put all this stuff in your machine. All this.
X plus 50,000.
And I'll do it in mine too. Got negative 250 parentheses 5 squared plus 2,500 times 5 again plus 50,000. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then what you get? So if you tell everybody to give you 5 $50 bills more, then you're not gonna make 50,000 anymore. How much are you gonna make now? Give me a number you got right here.
All right, let me see here. All right, let's calculate this right. 10. Shoot.
All this.
5. Whoops. Miscalculated.
Well, there you go. Negative, little minus sign, 250, 5 squared, all this stuff right here, all of it.
Wait, hold on, I'm making this 10 squared. Oh shit, no, it's 5. Ah.
Yeah, negative 5. 2,500 versus 5 squared, 2,500, 5, and then 50,000. 5 is all zeros. What'd y'all get?
Be 25. Okay, there we go. Let me try that again. Okay, we have negative 250. Okay. Plus 2,500. And 5. Okay. Plus 50. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay, it is 56,250.
Okay, 56,250. Okay, so what that means that if you tell everybody that they need to send you more money, this is what's going to happen. Let me go back to the original problem. Let me go back to one more just to show you how it works. Okay. So if you put 5, you get 52,650. If I go to the original problem, which is this one. Original one we started with this one. $100, 100 apartments, 5x. 500 plus 50x. Okay. All right. Go ahead, mute your machines until you answer me, okay? All right. So we said to find f of 5, which means 100 minus 5 times 5, and 500 plus 50 times 5. And that means f of 5 is going to be 100 minus 25, and 500 plus 250. All right, and f of 5 means it's going to be 75 apartments are full, and everybody's giving you $750 a month. So, what is this answer? Do that in the calculator. Now do that in the calculator. What's 75 times 750?
56,250.
All right, it's the same thing as before. Remember how we did this earlier? I did this one here, the long one right there. I put it in there. I got 56,250. Or if you tell everybody, you know what, I want how much more money? 5 $50 bills more. So everybody has to give me 250 more. Added to the rent. 750 are paying. 75 people are only left. Everybody else left apartments. 25 people are empty. I don't care, because every month from now on, I make $56,000. Does that make sense? So this is the max, and if you're not gonna draw it because it's gonna be 5. It's gonna go way over here somewhere. So if I tell everybody, give me 5 $50 bills more, automatically I'm gonna make $56,250 every month from now on. Does that make sense? A little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. And here's a question for you: is that enough? You think that's enough? Could you survive on 56,250 per month? Is that enough, you think, or not enough? If you got every month you have 56,250 in the first of the month, is that enough money to last you the whole month? Yes or no? What do you think?
That's more than enough money to
I think
last.
I would think that's enough. I'm saying, you know what? I think this is enough. In the next month, I have another 56,250. You know, I'm probably gonna save some of it. What do you think? Did you save some of the money?
Save it and invest it. Make more money.
There you go. Hey, there you go. Hey. And did you send it? Did you send a thank you letter to the grandma's estate? Thank you, Grandma, for all you did for me. Did you? I would think so, right? Yeah, say something, because you know it's all because of her. She gave them to you. Apartments are yours, man. Grandpa's gone. Now it's just Grandma. Grandma's gone, so I guess you're the new owner, huh? All right, so let me do this. So today I did. Let me see which one we got to do. I think we did like. I don't know by now. Let me do it real quick. We did 13, 14, 15, 16. All right. So today I did these right here. Number 1. We did 13, 14, 15, and 16. Is that it? Yeah, it's the last one. Okay. So when you go to my math lab, I want you to try these. Test number 1, try number 13, 14, 15, and number 16. See if you can do those, okay? Y'all got it? 13, 14, 15, and that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. Y'all got it? Let's see now. Do those. All right, I'm gonna stop it there. I'm gonna stop it right there, okay? All right. So test 1, try number 13, 14, 15, 16, and I'll see you next week, okay? All right, I'm gonna turn it off in 30 seconds. Anybody have questions?
Sir, did you get my inbox? I sent you because I was late this morning.
I haven't looked at them yet. Why? But don't worry, I'll drop this in the internet thing tomorrow on the YouTube land. Okay?
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're behind. Okay.
Bye,
I'll
have a
see
good
y'all
day.
later. All right, thank you. See y'all later, guys. Get out of here. Get out of here. All right, I'm gonna turn it off in 10 seconds.
All right, thank you, Mr. Robert.